Your voice might give them courage to find their own.
Ironic. Hearing this from that Predator's defense team.
Well, perhaps.
Would you mind walking us through that day from the beginning?
It's nothing so mysterious. I was just on my way to work when some man grabbed my butt. That's all it was.
Nothing else was out of the ordinary that day?
Correct.
Not to pry, but where is your husband today?
Still at work? He usually doesn't get home until later. On that note, I have to feed my son, so let's get this wrapped up soon.
We'll try our best to. Moving along. On that day, you and Ahara-san boarded the train bound for Ikebukuro, correct? Had you ever seen the man before then?
No. At least not that I can recall. How many times must I go over this? Your lawyer friend here already knows everything I have to say. What do you gain by getting me to repeat things?
That's the thing. Yagami-san here is a specialist. He can take whatever you repeat, analyze it, and draw up an entirely new conclusion. Right?
Of course. That's exactly why I'm here.
Like women are not, they're 5'1".
What's his aunt doing?
Oh, he's doing the movie. There's a tiny guy. Let's compliment him first.
That was a nice jean jacket. He looked like the menthol Marlboro. That was.
I want to see all of
Tiny Man. Tiny Man was.
Let's keep going. I wanted to see Tiny Man one more.
Tiny Man is crazy. Dude, if you saw from the distance, you'd be like,
Perfect. Looking good.
Great guy.
Right?
Proportionally.
You can see from a distance. You know what, though? It would be he should
Dude.
be like, I found these two giant
I think that's all it is.
I
Want some more? Yeah. Yep. Okay, perfect. That's where you needed it, right under your heart.
My name is Lisa, and this is my first drink of wine this evening. My name is Lisa. My name is Lisa, and this is my first drink of wine this evening. Wiley.
Hey, Wiley. Can you sign this?
Sure.
This is a real message.
My night sky me.
Appreciate your hair. Like, wow, it's absolutely perfect. The way it shines, the way it feels so effortless. I swear your hair has this magical thing no matter what. I know how. I'm impressed every time. Whether it's perfectly styled or this casual. This is a real message. They told me I couldn't come in front of it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you come, boys? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you come, boys? When you so right on, acting like I'm gonna be. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you come, boys? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come, boys? Choke it on that one, choke it on this one, choke it on the butter, and you choke it on the butter, choke it on the butter, and you choke it on the spoon.
How far away talking about? Oh, you can see us. It's gotta be better for the video. You can see it talking about.
Is there a reason they maybe you could go home?
I'm free to go. Now we're trying to get your information. What's your name and badge number?
It's a closed business. There will be problems if you order equipment, reading, whatnot. Simply, we have notifications provided.
You're free to go. Yeah, notification. I literally don't have to answer any questions, so am I free to go? Alright. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say maybe is evidence against you.
How long is that? Oh, you can see it. It's gonna be better for the video. You can see it talking about.
There are replays. Like you couldn't go home.
I'm not gonna answer any of your questions. Hey, girl, sir.
Howdy.
You gotta go home, bro. We're very important. We're a closed business, right?
Can I show you? I was in the process of eating my Taco Bell when I was stopped by your officer. So am I free to go?
Hold on right now. We're trying to get your information approved, sir.
What's your name and badge number?
Loving his life.
I would like to share with you now.
Sure. Okay. Case restrict?
Yeah. So,
Awesome. That's a great question for myself. To have the confidence within the team effectively, first I would love to encourage the open communication, winning
next question. I would like to share with you now. Hey, motherfucker! God. That's like. Hey, motherfucker! God.
What is that animal around your neck? Oh, this here's Steven. He's a euthanized husky. He was my neighbor's dog.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was just gonna throw the motherfucker out. I said, hold on now, old son. We're resourceful people, you know. And so I did all this, and I why'd you unbury my dog? I was like, so you're telling me you don't want it? Mine now, motherfucker. How about that?
What is that animal around your
now has consequences. So I parlay this money base points totally Sign up for ESPN Bet to receive your welcome bonus today. Thanks to Mavis have had a wonderful start to a new.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
In the security footage as you stepped onto the train, it looks like Ihara-san stepped right behind you. Were you aware of his presence at this point?
I was. It felt like someone kept pushing up against me with no sense of personal boundaries. I remember second-guessing myself at the time, thinking it was normal for the train to be that packed.
Then the train took off while you were stuck in that situation.
Yes. And then I felt the back of his hand against me. It kept getting worse from there, to the point where he went under my skirt. And the pig had the nerve to write it off as an accidental brush on a crowded train. But that kind of touch wasn't accidental. He even grabbed at me.
Truly awful. And I do sympathize. I've also had to turn in an abuser like that. Personally speaking, Some men can't wait to debase themselves at the first opportunity.
Why would you say that and look at me?
I just stood there, frozen. I couldn't see who was touching me. I had no... But what if he just played it off? So I decided I would try to bear it till the next station.
Are you okay, Mommy?
I'm fine, sweetie. We're just having a bit of grown-up talk. Are you hungry?
Uh-huh.
Then go read your book and wait over there for Mommy. We're almost done.
I get something to drink. All right.
You said the abuse lasted the entire 6 minutes between Ikebukuro and Shinjuku Station. Did you see the groper's face at any time during that span?
No. I was too terrified to look. And I thought, even if I did, he'd just pull away and escape. But just as the train was pulling into Shinjuku, I reached back and grabbed the hand-on. That's when I saw his face. Of course, he shook me off as the doors opened, but I'd already gotten a clear look at him. He must have known I could turn him in at that point. So he ran, and I chased after.
Right. That was captured by the station's security cameras.
Great job tailing him in such a crowded space. On that note, did you ever happen to lose sight of Ahara-san while running?
This cat was pretty easy to spot, and no one else was bolting off the platform like that, so I never lost sight of him. At that point, I could feel my voice returning, so I just screamed, "That man grabbed me!"
I'm glad there were good Samaritans nearby.
For sure. And there were a lot of smartphones out, so I figured there was no way for him to get away with it. I was so relieved.
I see. I think I've got the gist of it. But now we've got a piece of evidence that contradicts what you've told us.
What do you mean?
All right. I mean, him being there.
Well, on the same day, at 6:30 a.m. in Yokohama, a student teacher named Hiro Mikoshiba was sent off to work by his mother. But he was soon abducted near his home, only to be found dead much later in Ijincho.
Is that...
According to the video, Ahara-san here is the murderer.
what?
He killed Mikoshiba in cold blood to get vengeance for his bullied son. This kid was about to graduate high school, but instead, he took his own life. So Ihara took it upon himself to punish his son's tormentor.
That's awful.
But now we come back to the issue here. If this footage is authentic, then Ihara-san couldn't have been your assailant. The victim's estimated time of death and Ihara-san's time of arrival in Tokyo simply don't allow for it. It's just not possible for someone to make that commute. But there's the flip side. If Ihara-san was in fact your assailant, it would mean this murder footage is a fabrication.
I don't know what you expect me to say after all this.
Right? Now you know how we're feeling. That's why we came to see if you had any leads for us.
So that's what this is about.
After hearing your story, I have no doubt you endured a lot that day. Which would obviously mean that murder video was faked.
Then, who shared that video? And why?
Wish I knew. Based on the quality, something this convincing would need quite a budget. Whether it's CG on top of real murder footage, or just a rock-solid AI creation, no way it was cheap. So why go through all this effort to fake a murder? Who would benefit from it? But I have to say, I feel much closer to piecing this puzzle together with your help today. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, and rest assured, this will be the last time you see us. Our apologies for the unexpected visit. And for dredging up unpleasant memories.
It's fine. So long as this is really the end of it all.
Wow.
I'd like to report Mamiya-san's account to the rest of the team. Can I count on you to be there?
Sure. Let me give Kaito-san a heads up.
All right, then I'll see you there.
Yo, me.
Hey, I just got back to Kamurocho. Everything good? Any news?
All good here, man. What's with you? You worried Arcade got to me or something?
I mean, they did run their mouths about stabbing us in the back. But if you're good, I'm good. Anyway, I'm heading to Genda so Sari-san and I can go over what we learned from Mamiya.
You're the boss. As for me, I'm calling it a day.
You do that.